guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going fantastic because we're here. We're going through our homes one area at a time to declutter, to clean out, to weed out, to make more efficient. So I'm glad you're here. I hope that you're getting your home in shape. I hope you're doing good. This month we're focusing on our entryway and our mudroom. I don't really have that. I do have an entryway. I was over there last week, but I'm like, I don't have a place for coat. The homes here, or our home in Florida here is different. There is no place for coats or any of that because you don't really need that space. And the mountains, I was thinking the mountains, we had the front door was off to the side. Basically, you would never go into that. So there was a closet there, but that closet was a holder of storage. It had dog food in it and cat food in it, and it had like extra stuff in there. So it was more of a storage facility than a coat closet. But now in Florida here, we really don't have any kind of storage of coats or that. So I thought, let me come into the closet to do it. But I know if you live in an area where you have seasons and you have cooler weather, then you probably have some sort of mess. In Michigan, I remember cleaning the coat closet. Cleaning the coat closet. I remember my parents' coat closet. I remember my coat closet. They are always jam-packed full of stuff. You always lose mittens. You always lose gloves. All those things. Now, last week we went through and decluttered everything, right? Did you declutter? Did you make a list? Did you have things that you were going to be needing for this next season? I hope so. So I remember myself, I'd make a list. Okay, who was out of a coat? Who needs the next one? And, make a note for things. And I think I shared some tips for what I did in large families. I started just buying the same color. So everybody could use it, boy or girl. So I would buy black. I would buy black gloves. And I understand they got colored ones here and there, but black gloves were matching for everybody. Black snow pants, even though little girls like wearing the pink and purple ones. Black could go boy or girl. And then you didn't have to worry about it. And the same with boots. If you can get boots all the same, it's kind of hard finding boots sometimes, especially snow ones. We would do the rubber boots and I'd get the black ones so that everybody could just use the same ones because every year you would buy them. And again, it depends on your climate and where you're at. And if it's a thing that's going to cost you, then you're going to have to decide what to do. Like in the mountains, I really did not feel the need to go out and buy winter items because there were some years we would never have winter, like snow. So I would not buy, I'd buy sleds because sleds were always something you could never find. You could get them for like $1 or $2 on clearance after the season and they would always break. So we'd get like 10 of those. But winter boots, like there were some years that we probably would not have snow. So it'd be pointless. So we always just use the bags with the, socks and try to get as warm as you could. And the same thing with gloves. As my kids got older, it's a lot easier, but snow pants, that was just something I didn't because my kids changed in size so much. So we had a couple pairs that someone had given us and I used them and I was like, okay, well, we'll save those for whoever needs them. But to buy them every year was just one of those expenses, especially when you're buying for a lot of people. So I would opt not to. So again, it depends on your situation. If you got to buy every year because your kids grow up, try to get the ones that are adjustable, snow pants. And coats are hard because they grow so fast, but hopefully nowadays you can find things fairly inexpensive. So today we're going to be focusing on organizing those coat closets or those racks and however that looks. So last week was just going through, maybe you've already organized it and that's okay, but come up with some ways to put things nice and neat, like maybe have all your coats in there nice and neat, and then your gloves, maybe get little baskets and stick it up on top, or shoe boxes, cardboard, plastic containers, whatever you can do to keep everything in. We'd have it organized. We used shoe boxes for a long time before plastic baskets were a thing. We would just use shoe boxes. Remember shoe boxes? And so I'd label it with, I just put some packing tape over it. That's what we had, and marker on an index card, and it would be gloves. And then I had one for hats, and then I had one for scarves. And so then that way they were all organized nice and neat in one location. So I don't have that here, so it's hard for me to share and show that, but let me know in the description because, in the comments, because you can help someone else out. That's the beautiful thing. When you share, just like when I share, I have a platform, but you are here as well. You can share as well in the comments and like give some tips on things you would do to organize your closets better or coats. I don't know what that looks like. Sometimes maybe that means putting the gloves in your pocket. When my kids were little, does anybody remember those little clips? Do you remember those? They were metal. They clip on their coat and they had like a little piece of, what was that stretchy stuff? Elastic. And then they had the metal on the other side and you clip the gloves so they would hang outside the coat. Those were genius. I remember those because kids would always take them off, you lose your gloves. So my little ones, I'd always have those clipped on their coats just so we didn't lose them. So I don't know, what are some other tips? Let me know in the comments below for organizing, because that's something I can't do here. But you're going to organize, set it all up. If you don't have to do it, then you got a free week this week. A free week from the house cleaning part. don't worry, we're going to be doing more and more. So, all right, let's go on to the next area. So for our healthy routines, this month we're focusing on deepening connections, and that is getting involved in things and focusing on, spending time with people, being like very purposeful in what you do. And so this week we're going to volunteer or help someone. That's a great way to get out of your own meh of life and your own woe is me. Go volunteer or help someone else out. Always get you out of things. It always gets you out of that mindset of like, okay, doing good for others. The Bible is very true about helping someone else. When you're feeling in the rut, go help someone else. You feel a whole lot better. So go volunteer. I don't know what that is or what that looks like for you. Maybe it's in your church. Go volunteer. Go volunteer with a bunch of kids. Go hold babies for church service so mamas can get a break. Or the kids and I, when we moved here, we went and volunteered at a place where they packed backpacks for bags for kids, not backpacks, bags for kids, and then they distributed it to the kids for the weekend. So they had food. So every week we went and we walked around a whole big table with a whole bunch of other people, and we just filled bags with food and stuff, and it was for kids. So when they went home from school on the weekend, they had food until Monday. And so that was a good thing to do. It gets you out of that mindset of like, okay, this is me and my own life, my problems. No, there's a greater need out there for things, and that's anything, mission trips or anything in life. Helping someone else out is always a good thing to go and encourage. When you're going to, if you know someone's down, go encourage them. Go be there. Just be with them. Just be in their presence. Just show up. You don't have to offer any kind of words of anything, just showing up and saying, here, I love you. Let me just spend time with you. Let me hear about your day. Let me hear about your struggles. Let me hear about your wonderfulness of life. Let me just be here to smile and to encourage and to show up for you for the day. So that's your focus for today, is volunteer or help someone. And when you do those things, it also helps you focus on gratitude. There is always someone that is worse off than you, always in life. And you can hear that, and watching many testimonies of people that they just, I'll look at their life and they have 10 times, 100 times less than I would. But they're like, you know what? There's always somebody worse than I am. There's always somebody that has less than I am. And it makes you very grateful and thankful for things around you. So we're focused on everybody else this month to strengthen those connections. All right, let's go to the next one. For our month 7, for our emotional well-being, we're building faith habits and things that we're doing. And so last week I shared my prayer area right here. And so today is going to be building a prayer wall. When I say building, you don't really build, you're just going to create it. And so for myself, I don't, because this is not my own sacred spot. It's my shared area. Now in the mountains, I had my own closet. Greg had his closet, I had my closet. So in mine, I had a nice, I had a shoe cubicle, and then I put a table over top of it, and I had a mirror, and I had my stool in here, and that was where I sat. So I would take little sticky notes, and I would put prayers and things on my mirrors that I was praying for and believing for. But that was my own personal closet. So when you have to share, I guess it's not that you can't have personal, but personal is always nice. So I know some of my kids do have their own prayer closet, and I'm like, that's awesome. And so what they do, and I've seen other ones online that do one, and I'm like, that is awesome. And they literally have this whole, like, I'm not the aesthetic visual person. Like, some people like to doodle in journals. Some like to create wonderful, beautiful things in their, like when they're journaling in their Bibles and colorings, and they create beautiful boards. That's not me. I'm very simple and plain. And so doing that part would not be good for me, but I know people do. And there's probably a lot of you that are more that creative. Like in here, you could take and put a bulletin board in the back here, or just leave it open and just put paper on it and do whatever. I'm sure there's lots of ways with a little border, and get, the notebook. You can get the, I'm thinking like journal paper, like you go to Hobby Lobby and you get like the printed kind. You could do something like that where you could get a big piece of it, or the peel and stick wallpaper, whatever. I'm just giving ideas of things I'm thinking of, and then you can put things on it, like different encouragements. And I know people do like vision boards and just things that they were praying and believing for in their own life. And so sometimes seeing scripture like that is very helpful that way. So I'm not sure how that looks for you. So does anybody else have a prayer area in their closet, or maybe in their home somewhere? How does that look for you? Again, this is all things that we can encourage one another with in together, because if I don't do it, you may do it that way. And so it just depends on what you have. For me, I'd come in here with my Bible, I'd come in here with my sticky note. I had a couple sticky notes stuck to the bottom here for things that I was praying and believing for, and then that was for me to come in and do that. But something about a holy area that you have just specifically set aside for praying to God. That's a beautiful time. That's a beautiful thing. And I'm not sure what that looks like. I know sometimes I'll just take mine and put a little card sticking out. I put it out in my kitchen. And so that was, you know, because I'm out there all the time. So I have that there on my computer. I always have scripture. I have little reminders around my screen from my computer, and just that I can constantly keep looking at. And I know I'll see little plaques here and there, and I'm like, that's a good reminder for me to think about what God is doing. And so having those reminders is important. And why? Because we forget. We are humans. And you think, oh, I won't forget. How many times do you get down and depressed? How many times do you go through life and you almost forget how good God is? And so, you know, you read the Bible and you read about the Israelites, you read about people that kept wandering in the desert for 40 years. You're like, how foolish, do they just not know? Well, think of yourself. How easy is it for you to get down in one day? How easy is it for the enemy to put one thought in your mind and it spirals you off for the day to where you're thinking about all that negativity all the time? Very easy. The devil is smart, but he's not defeated, or he is defeated. He is not overcoming you. You can have victory in Jesus through him, but it's that constant reminder. And so having walls, having places in your home, the Bible talks about putting them on your doorpost and writing them on the door frames and on the house and on your gates for a reason. So put them out where you see them, wherever that is. If it's in your closet, good. I have a little shelf up here with some things. I stick little signs and things up there as well. Put them on your computer. I'm up there all the time. In my kitchen, that's where I'm at all the time. That is where my constant reminders are, because those are the areas that I'm in. So that is what your focus is. Wherever that is. Maybe it's your prayer area. Maybe it's just going to be wherever your main areas that you are at most of the day. Beautiful, beautiful reminder of God's goodness 24/7. We need that. We got 24/7 something going in our mind all the time, right? There's something always churning in your head. What are you going to focus on? You're already focused on something. Surely you can change it to the goodness of God. All right, so that is the day of our 52 weeks of an organized home and balanced life series. So if you would like to support my channel, I have the book for the series because we're already on month 7. Yeah, we are over halfway on our month and our year-long journey of organizing our home, getting some healthy routines, and choosing which ones for emotional healing. Do you have to do them all? Absolutely not, but you can kind of pick and choose. It just gives you ideas of different things. Like, yeah, I want to implement that in my days, or no, I don't. Like for myself today, I probably won't have a whole dedicated prayer area where I do it with sticky notes and that, because mine are in different areas of my home. Or I'm not going to be cleaning out my entryway coats because I don't have any. So it's whatever. I'm trying to get like everybody's kind of home and different things that they would have based on just versus like what I would have in my home here. That's how my plan is for this series. So if you'd like to support my channel, you can purchase a book. What that does is you can go back and you can get all the ones that you've already missed, or you can just watch it right here on YouTube. Right here on YouTube, the videos are still here. You can go back and watch every single one for free and see everything that we've done to catch up. But if you want to fast forward or look ahead, grab the book. I'll have that link below in the description. So, all right, you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. All right, bye.